having the number of envy throughout this whole time in their last 2 times that they met against each other. One of them on this very map where Sentinel's Cubert Academy, did take the upper hand 13-7 against Envy with the same compositions too. So hopefully here now as we start the pistol round, Envy has an answer back.
Caillou has made all the difference to help transform Cubert Academy into a really well-rounded team, and an IGL that can frag to you, can't ask for more than that. And now just skipping across, using the Sage Wall to block off the one side. Cubert are going to come around the backside, so this is going to be scary for Ion and Kane Zero. Are going to try and position against the Paranoia, and now stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's Cubert taking all the angles around, have to evict Envy from their safe positions. You have a crossfire, Eggster with 3, but Redux with the last laugh, but still, I don't know how much he's laughing when he has a 1v2 ahead of him.
At least picks up a ghost, and because he has to deal with Ion as a clove, that kind of just takes away the vision for him to isolate some fights. If anything, though, he still has a lot of clock to work with. And I feel like maybe the beginning of that drone didn't really see Eggster heading in that corner when Caillou was kind of droning up towards that spot. So now that gives a chance here for Envy to win pistol.
Poppin has the information. He's a knower, as the desk would say. And Cubert had the right rotations, but Envy is getting away with just being such a mechanically outstanding team, and Redux just tried to juggle too much at one time, and Envy get away with the pistol.
If he had a small chance too there if he actually did get that kill onto Inspire, because that shock dart wasn't going to take him into one shot. So unlucky for him to try to clutch that 1 versus 2, but again, Envy just letting Cubert Academy take full control of top middle. And right over here, Eggster getting so much value from his spots. The Sage Slower was being thrown, though, unfortunately, by Dismal. Didn't really allow here for Cubert Academy to jump down and really push back towards the main to help Caillou. And now they have a strong buy to go on the second round, and Roy talked about it. Put them on the aggressive line on A. It's 4 players right there.
Envy ready to greet them, and man, what a bloodbath. Eggster again.
Last
A
player.
3K. Now this is what I've been waiting for. But we're gonna have to wait a little longer because Redux is gonna take things nice and quiet and slow towards A, you would think.
He doesn't want to play with the Ares too, so he picks up the Spectre and he's just gonna cut full noise. Right now for Inspired, the good news is that he's got camera watching middle, he's got Trips watching both market and B main. He's only gonna be wary of the walk up on middle or just a re-hit towards the A site. So right now Redux feels like he's playing the mind game here against Inspire, but that's gonna change here once Redux gets to plant. If he gets into a favorable position here with the paint shields that he has, this might give a chance for Cubert to equal right back.
Yeah, just the longest 1v1 ever. Spire confident, got his read on B's, so he just gets to sit here and age, I guess. Gonna be catching up to you soon.
30 seconds left.
It's a plant. Actually, it's a tap first, but if he gets this plant on the outside, exactly that. So he gets him a good spot on shops and a good spot also into main.
Oh, Inspire just gets the heads up on him, and Envy are just winning these battles. Just kind of what everyone's surprised about. Just 10 people encountering each other in like 10 seconds. This map's gonna go by very quickly if these encounters continue this way.
Still a crazy eco round, though, coming out from Cubert Academy for 4 kills with the classic round that they had. Remember, this wasn't a forced buy in the second round. They didn't get a plant previously, yet they're still able to push forward against a 4-player crossfire setup on a side of Envy and almost wins it there. Look at the bonus round that you currently have from Envy. Absolutely nothing, which I'm surprised that you're not giving this bucket over to Eggster because he's got a dimensional drift to work with, and you know that Envy likes to play full aggro, so why the hell not to try to go for these type of plays? But okay, he's gonna buy his own.
Now, much slower round for Cubert, going back to their usual B setup. Last time, at least off the pistol, they like wrapped around behind B, so Envy keeping sharp eye on market as well. Leaving mid completely unwatched, though.
Yeah, that's because they have that lower buy here on the side of Envy, and what you have to try to hold these angles are buckies, so you're trying to play these tight-knit quarters as well as possible, and the only thing that's able to fight for range is really just pistols with no armor. maybe a Bulldog from Inspire, but he needs to help his teammate out here with the setup on the A site. So far, though, in the mid round, Envy has a perfect read. They're actually moving everybody towards this A site. And that drone's going to give a lot of tell now for Envy to start setting up. Look at even Exter finding info with the Dimensional Drift.
Casual round 3 Dimensional Drift from Exter. Is he going to want to pop this behind them? I mean, Inspire just makes it easier from the front side. Exter will decloak behind, and Cubert are really trapped, especially with a shotgun. Oh, jeez. Just let this round simmer, I guess, and almost flawless out of Envy. Gotta thank Exter for the amount of work he did in the first 2 rounds to get that ult.
What a nice way there. Exactly that from Exter, from the pistol round, from the number of kills that he had into this round right here. Just only throwing the Dimensional Drift, you see for this composition, there's no way you can really do a trap play around that unless Poppin had a Hunter's Fury. But he just utilizes Dimensional Drift to push these guys forward from Cubert Academy just in that angle. And there was just a little bit of a miss. I think there was still a read from Cubert, knowing that there was going to be a trip there. But we pushed forward before the trip even got broken by the shock. And it allows here Inspire to pick up 2 kills with the Bulldog. Now, forced by in a fight to main.
Oh, wow. What? He gets, Redux gets 2 with that. Oh my God. 4 kills down, and Cubert thought they were safe. You forgot to look both ways before crossing the road. Envy, great timing too on the delayed swing.
Oh man, this is looking to be that type of game now, where they just want to fight for Envy side. Not giving a chance here for Cubert Academy to do any type of setups. And yet, instantly, we call the timeout here just to try to slow things down for Cubert Academy. With how they're trying to work the map with this double controller and how you're trying to throw, you know, the Viper Wall up, or maybe even one-way smokes here from Knights. You're starting to see here Envy, they don't really care about slicing in the vision that they don't see. They're just pushing through everything. Doesn't even care about the HP from the Decay Orbs. They just want to go toe-to-toe against Cubert Academy, and they are winning these fights.
Wondering how Cubert are going to decide to split into A, because you have those wins there, but no one watched the left side. So do you just death ball all into A elbow? And then, I mean, Envy did have the flank because of that Dimensional Drift, but Cubert are going to commit all the eggs in the one basket. They could be leaving some gaps. Someone's out of the chair for Envy there. They're stretching their legs during the timeout.
Probably has wireless headsets to make sure that they could listen to the next calls coming through, but they have been going with investments to try to keep the economy low against Envy, but Envy's been doing a great job shutting any type of pushes coming through from Cubert Academy with a lot of numbers up towards the end. Now a stinger by here, but you could still see on the left side of the screen that the economy is still so nice here for Envy side. Kane0 even going for an outlaw in middle, where it's a perfect counter to the current stinger half armor buy that Cubert's bringing into this round.
You've recon into mid. Cubert setting up for B. You have clove smokes into B main, while a kill trip plays there for Inspire. Paranoia from Cubert coming in through market. Inspire is gonna.
They found my wire.
Watch it. The wire gets broken, and there was trust into Ion to keep the door closed, and he delivers. Inspire turns to deal with the rest. And post timeout, Cubert aren't getting any advantages, but like you said, it was mostly a stinger buy, and closing the gap against Envy is really tough against a Sentinel this good.
I wonder how Kane was able to get that pick onto Nismo as he's trying to cross over from the mid. This is all just a wait, stop, and go. After the drone tries to spot towards that B main, you're kind of keeping them kind of just congregated towards market in the back of the B site. So you're just hoping here they're able to flood through, get a wall back and split and pinch into the B site. But look at those one-way cages from Inspire. The trip never really got broken at the start. He still spots V, gets free kills. This is all very nice here from the setups from the side of Envy.
No trips at the front here for Envy. Sanop at the front door too. Teleport to get Exter out. Yeah, wait, what? And no Sage to help us.
Yeah. I mean, you top the orb, and then you're just thinking somebody's going to watch the forward line, and they spam perfectly. That's a little bit of a win for Cubert to start things off here on this round number 6 attack.
Especially Caillou being one away from the Hunter's Fury. If he gets that plant down, gonna get the ult, but Inspire will be set up at A after the back-to-back hits, so at least the ones that have worked, and now you just big ol' hug towards Poppin'. Nismo brings one back, and Cubert barely covering their bases. Still getting backstabbed. Cubert now run into the traps here of Inspire. Kane Zara's limited by the smoke, or the slow orbs, I should say.
30 seconds left.
Cubert are going to be about to face some trouble here very soon, because Envy already at the front door, splitting up the site with the smokes and the walls, and Envy are just picking them apart. Even the op gets in on the action. Nismo and Satellite just trying to hide, but Envy just find them all.
What is that, a 3 versus 4 on a retake here for Envy's side? The idea for Cubert Academy was potentially just to try to get value off the satchels without dying in the first place, but instantly dropped by Poppin' as Redux was trying to move forward. The instant res allows for them to get the map control, but there were such good stalls here from Inspire once again towards that site. Even if he gets dropped, that was well enough here, enough time to allow Ions to rotate across and get these picks. And dude, Envy are not looking like they're going to miss any shots today. This is a woken up Envy, and they definitely do want to have this title of the best team in North America in Challengers.
Envy become a different beast when it comes to playoffs, and it's one thing to beat a team once, but to do it again, reveal a lot of your cards. Not a lot of people can say they've beaten Envy twice. A 6-0 lead is very strong, and Exeter's still going to be in the same place, and Cubert, we're not expecting that to happen again. Now the paranoia that drone through Cubert still to march on without their duelist, but who's watching the front side? Cubert thankfully reacted in time, but the gaps could be exploited. Now the gaps have been covered too. Now the Viper's Pit going to be in place here for Cubert. This is a good round, especially with the Hunter's Fury expended, but it's equal numbers. Not an easy route for the op. Zegster's going to swap that up, and now the angles. Envy start to surround, and they're ready to conquer and puncture through this fortress. Ion's going to get another chance to take down this pit. And wow, Envy have just done it again. They are flawless this sunset.
And just a previous round when we spammed the boxes, I don't know if audio was heard or anything like that, but they didn't know that Inspire was there with the op, and this time gets full value out of it when they're trying to walk and break the timing in front of the drone that was coming out from Caillou. Nonetheless, though, as the execute comes in, the timing that Iron finds to continue to push down towards middle and get the instant backstab. And that's also something that's a weakness here to the composition of Cubert Academy. You're playing double controller, your Sentinel player is a Sage, there's not really anything that's watching that flank for you, so as you're being dominated face to face after 6 rounds, you're thinking maybe they're not gonna try to flank us this time around because they're just fighting us toe to toe. But then Ion gets a perfect timing, gets results out of the ult on top of that, and dude, Envy, is this gonna be a 13-0 for Envy somehow?
Oh God, not ready, and no, this op. Wow, usually he doesn't miss those. Nexter will just be waiting at the backside, which is honestly a better spot for him, and Cubert have stingers, so it's very hard to approach this. And Poppin just gets, well, to pop them all at range, and Cubert, this is not going to be around for them. This will be 8-0 situation very soon, although Nismo gets to upgrade. Or did he have this? I don't know, but now they got to watch their back because there's so much map control given to Envy.
That's the thing, and I love that at least they're playing the buddy system for that, but I don't think they're going to clear Ion.
One enemy remaining.
Oh man, even Ion is fragging too. Like, all of Envy are firing on all cylinders. This isn't just like the duelist carry show. This is everyone from Envy peaking.
The re-clear from the back is a good idea, though. If they actually did get that first pick, if somebody was in a forward position on flank for Envy, that's a kill. A res was available for Nismo. You can now take numbers advantage and then weaponry picked up here on this battle. But you have to commend how Envy keeps playing so far. It almost looks like sometimes King Zero is moving up and overheating, but he's always getting 1 or 2 before. And in every single other position here from the side of Envy, they're in a buddy system that can instantly trade right after, and Cubert cannot gain any space. And you had value off a showstopper before, but Zero this time around.
Kane is suspicious. Oh my God, like the 0.1 second flick is crazy. Like Cubert, really get to throw all the plans out the window, and you just gotta try and aim better. Nismo will forgive the 1 kill, but almost Redux got farmed again.
Spike
This
down.
is about to be the Kane's era montage, isn't it? But Cubert won't let this be a flawless round, but picking up the spike, it's right within the sightlines of Ion. Cubert are literally trapped in a corner. What could they possibly do?
By their own wall.
That too.
One enemy remaining.
Oh man, there's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide, and well, Satellite has his own smoke to hide around, but
No more to oppose.
ooh, Envy are sharp today.
And you're definitely seeing when it comes down to what's after the pop here from Cubert Academy within sights, how many players are flanking, cutting corners, and they're okay so far even solo flanking because they're just winning every single duel. And right now it almost felt like, was it worth it for us to really go for the res to try to get Redux up as soon as possible, because the wall was so deep out, you could get shot from different angles at the same time when Redux gets res. Maybe that's the silver lining. Him rezzing and dying again gets him a showstopper within this round. And they definitely do want to try to get some value out of this time around. There's the second timeout already called by Cubert Academy on their map pick, by the way. And I think they want to try to force around this showstopper just to try to salvage some rounds. I think it makes sense because you are playing a lot of lane denial in terms of vision when you're going to play double controller and a Sage on defense. So I think they already still have a good game plan to play against Envy here, but they definitely do need to get that first one on the board.
Cubert is still trying to suss out like where this Yoru is, whether it's a B main, A main, and it teleports out as soon as there's a shot. And then I think Cubert had a one chance where they spam down the Yoru through while trying to grab the orb, but Cubert could just get a first blood. Things would be simpler, you would think. It's just the most forehead thing to say, but Cubert were able to shoot back in their last encounter, and Envy are just playing with a whole different fire in their bellies.
It's wreaks revenge across the board here for all of Envy. And if you're looking at so far all of these players, they're all shooting. Only Poppin maybe hasn't seen as much action because he has to be the Sova finding information for the team. They've been going for double op setup here on the beginning of the rounds and juggling it away just to punish Cubert. And Cubert are right now at the 112-second mark. They have zero information themselves, zero map control too. They're almost being denied by their own vision of their own Viper wall too. So this is not looking like a good spot you want to be in.
Ooh. Cubert gonna punish though. After a reswing, like Envy will reswing you, so Cubert have to expect that. They don't have the strongest buy too, so I don't know if they'll be able to punish Eggster the same way. He teleports out as soon as he sees you.
Poppin just picked up the op to look down towards middle. It's smoked out. He goes back, picks up his Phantom, and now with the dimensional drift, the hit's now coming towards the A site confirmed.
All right, Poppin or knowers. Hunter's Fury tags Satellite. He's down for the count. Cubert all to the left side, trying to get within the site. It's difficult, and Caillou opens it up. Now through two different angles, Knights and Caillou could pull it off. 2 versus 3. Got to keep the spike plant safe enough. Behind the blocks is the only safe place to work because there's just no smokes. And Envy don't miss those shots twice. And here comes Kane's there to end the round.
Jumping with the overdrive too, and there you go, Poppin. We just talked about him not getting too much action. Gets a kill with the Hunter's Fury, a double kill for the retake into the site. While the wall is still up, by the way. So Cubert Academy, they block up a full lane. You know they're going to be coming from gate or at least from a flank. You're in a position to play the pulse plant and you still lose it at that point because Envy doesn't care about breaking walls and going for utils and teamwork and whatnot. They're literally just winning fights. Look at this. Caillou opened it up perfectly until a recon guard for Poppin, I think, allowed for him to get a ping himself for a kill on that, giving himself an assist.
You're good.
Who's
There you go.
we? Well, there's no I in team something something. Envy working well as a unit though. And they're as quick as lightning. Cubert just have to match fire with fire if they can. And oh my god, there's just an array of util all over A. And death, taxes, and a first blood for Envy. That's what's for sure. Turning away from Cubert right through the site, but a lot of kill trips waiting for them. And Envy still slice them at the heel at every step that Cubert take. It's Envy all day and night. The possible flawless cheese.
Dude.
Oh, 12-0 half coming?
And it almost seems like a little bit, not necessarily a tilt, but the amount of times that you're losing rounds, now there's some mistakes slipping through from the side of Cubert on top of that. The Viper orb had a gap for Extra to look into. You're moving into the site. There's nothing breaking trips to allow the Showstopper to get any value. He gets hit. Nobody's breaking it. And then he just gets wall banged by 2 players. And then a camera and a recon dart still spots 3 people within the site. I think this is definitely a GG go next. Oh, that is a nerdy trip, Inspire.
Nerdy in like a good, I guess we can say that now. Ooh, wait,
Oh, nice.
finally a first blood in Cubert's favor, but Envy kind of gifted that. Look at these trips. We're having a ball.
Still gets one.
Okay, paranoia. Cubert doesn't hit anyone. Camera's gonna see where this is coming, and Inspire rounds about and doesn't get the backstab he was hoping for. Cubert have to face the final boss, Exter, with the first ult in round 3. He's unstoppable. And what looked to be an assured round from Cubert took everything out of them to finish.
That was amazing too, just on how Exter was able to toy around with the star duelist of Cubert Academy Redux. He doesn't really care about the reload, just keeps jiggle tap until he actually wins that one. But not until finally Cubert able to convert around when we were sort of overheating for 2 players. And I wasn't even gonna write them out because they were looking so good, but we got an 11-1.5. We're switching sides, no 13-0. Tarek, Cubert fans, rejoice. It's not over yet.
Yeah, maybe the little cube was telling Elizabeth not to watch that first half. Just watch this. Cubert are just a second half kind of team. This is where the Sage can do a lot more work, you would think. And I got smoked off though.
Well, it starts with a slow orb and a wall, which is actually quite strong to do on a pistol round at least. And this Viper wall from mid is trying to keep you guessing on the mid lurk. Spire's gonna hear the rotate across, but there's still, it's a fake rotate across. There's still 3 people watching down that spot. So first contact being Caillou. There's a trade.
Toxins going up.
Good trade though. And V still head towards B, and they'll have maybe a teleport from Exter, but no, just a fake drone. May have just spotted Satellite, who's gonna want to play out of this until Redux can combine with him, and he's got a nade. And Cubert have ways to dissuade Envy from the site, and it's just a fadeaway from Satellite to kick things off. Cubert desperately need this pistol. Not just need, I think it's demanded. Envy get away with a plan. Now they're looking to circle and get around Market and catch Cubert off guard, and it's the Viper's wall, the only thing that keeps Cubert safe for now, and that's gone.
They're wasting a lot of time to group up though. They've finally moved forward. They've given a chance for Envy to set up for a crossfire.
Here's the flood back in from Cubert, kind of affected by their own orb though. As that waits, they're trying to satchel this person out of the corner, and the crossfire still holds from Envy, and Cubert do everything. 2 versus 2. Who can lock in the most? And it's Ion versus Knights. The fuse has to stick, and Knights kind of clean with it. Not gonna have enough time though, unfortunately. Yeah. Very close though.
Ion styling, man. And that was a nice hold towards the end for Envy. What was it? 4 versus 3. Another advantage for Cubert Academy on a pulse plant scenario. And you mentioned it, they had a perfect wall to try to allow for them to scale back. But I think the slow orb is just a lot of respect given to Envy as well, because you know damn right that these guys are comfortable enough to just swing back through the smoke, through the Viper screen, and just try to pop some players down. So it allows for them to scale up, but dude, again, just took too much time to regroup, and they just lost to their own demise here towards the end. Push down, Expert being spotted.
Ooh, Nismo repeats that and wins. Alpha Sage reporting for duty. But Cubert are still 11 rounds back. So you take the wins where you can, you know?
That's the disrespect that Extra wanted to give at the very beginning. Doesn't care for him to get pinged out because he wants those players to swing out so he can get an outlaw pick. But with all that, they've gotten so much space on top middle.
Kane's there
Big
just has
clear.
to bait. They were worried about Knights, perhaps, after he got pinged on the right side. And want to walk into a paranoia, or at least have the whole team affected by that. And Cubert bit down on the fake, and Envy wrapped around the left side. And then Cubert just stagger in one by one and get absolutely farmed by Inspire. Inspirational Valorant, also with quick Valorant, 13-1 for Envy. That wasn't even their map pick.
Making it up here for that OT first round or first map of the first series, and now we're just back on schedule. What a push coming back from Envy in that last round. They didn't even care to plant. Like, okay, well, let's just start disrespecting top middle, and a pincer, 4 players on top of that, dude. These guys are different today. I regret picking Envy for this.